Welcome to Deadlands Dime Novels, The Adventures of Young and Holt, Issue 7, Dire Decisions. I'm your narrator, Ernest Wick, intrepid reporter for the Tombstone Epitaph. In this issue, Young and Holt decide to journey back to the mounds of the giants for just one more look. After that, they decide what they want to do about Mr. Ingersoll and Worthington. But before we begin, I want to call your attention to something rather keen. If you enjoy Deadlands and want a little more, might I suggest you mosey on over to soundslikecrows.com. Over there, you can listen to the exploits the Crowe brothers find themselves in. And that's Crows with an E. Now, let's see where Young and Holt are at.
Which way are you guys going to go?
Go back now? Really fast.
Knowing that we meandered and took our time and camped going there the first time, could we make it there and still have daylight?
Could you make it to the mounds and still have daylight?
Because we made it back, we had breakfast, we talked.
Right.
We're going to be really tired riding back, but...
Well, I mean, aren't you kind of tired now? We just rode through the night. We had that little nap.
Oh, do you want to crash the homestead?
I think we should probably just spend till the next morning just recovering.
Okay.
Let you get your fatigue, take care of the fatigue. So get some more gear.
Head out early the next morning.
We're going to need some stuff for lighting next time we go back. Because it's going to be dark in there. And this time we don't have a lantern sitting right outside to bring in with us.
True. Yeah. Let's see if the homestead has a lantern inside somewhere.
It does indeed. It's very easy to get one. Absolutely.
Some replacement matches. Been having to burn a lot out of my tobacco kit.
Yeah, the homestead's proving a surprisingly boonful find, but there is you definitely have.
Well, it's a farm. It should have a lot of things.
It should definitely have some supplies. You could definitely find some matches, as well as some oil for the lantern.
Was liquor?
Was there a name anywhere on the farm so that when we get back to Worthington, we can say it's the blank homestead and let the bank know what happened, let the law know what happened?
Yes, it is the Carlson homestead.
Okay. So, the other thing that we could do, since it's basically morning at this point, we could lounge the rest of the day, get stuff together, crash, get a good amount of shut-eye, and then head out a little after sunset, and we could be there at daybreak.
Bright early in the morning. That's not a bad idea. Head out. You may have to leave a little later, but yeah. That would work. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
We get in there nice and early.
Okay.
And check it out.
All right. The travel goes fine. You can. It's easy to kind of pick the trail back up to where the route that you took before. You get to the woods, not a problem. It's there. Get through the woods, not a problem. It's there. You kind of get closer. You see, as you get to about that same 500-yard distance, you see what does appear to be a tent that looks upright. You're getting there right about sunrise, you're saying?
Yeah, make sure there's plenty of light.
Okay. So, you probably maybe like just about 45 minutes after sunrise, and you see a single individual eventually kind of make his way out of the tent and kind of gets out and stretches. He kind of goes through a little bit of a morning thing, and he kind of works a couple kinks out of his back. He goes maybe about, 50 feet off in a direction, relieves himself, kind of makes his way back to the tent, goes inside, comes back out a few minutes later, or about a minute or so later with some stuff, and he looks like he's starting to make a fire.
Do you recognize him?
Not from this distance.
All right, so this is the side of the mound
where we first came in?
Yes, it's along, you're heading along that same angle.
So we could ride around, take a peek at the other side of the mound.
Right, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Well, the problem is that the mounds didn't have an entrance originally.
Right.
The journal said they had to dig in 8 feet in order to get in. So even if they haven't opened the other side, even if there is like a passage leading up right to it, it's not going to be there because they never explored that side, according to the journal.
But if Blonde Coat came out that side, there's going to be a hole.
There will be a hole. Okay. What was he like?
Who?
Blonde Coat.
Let's see. It was ew, dang it.
Oh,
That's about all it was. Yeah.
okay.
Didn't say much.
He likes to play dominoes.
The guy with the bushy mustache, he didn't say much either.
Oh, yeah. You mean the one you killed?
Yeah.
Oh, I would hope not. Otherwise, then we're really getting something weird going on.
Yeah, I must admit, Porter, you're taking the whole I shot a guy pretty good. It's almost a little scary. Don't get addicted to that feeling. It's a dangerous thing.
I never even really saw him, so I just fired into the darkness.
Okay.
And
It's a totally different thing when you gun a man down and you see his face the whole time.
why are you making me think about it now?
All right, forget I brought it up.
God.
Forget I brought it up. Porter,
I was
Porter?
just happy to help out.
Porter, Giants.
Oh, Giants.
All right. So you kind of arc around the other side of the
loop
mound?
around, yeah.
Okay. How close are you going to get to the mound?
How close is the tree line to it?
That was back a ways.
So it switches into open plain.
Switch to an open plain.
Is there any trails that kind of... I know it's going to avoid the mound in general, but that we could follow for a ways so it looks like we're just riding past and then kind of
Double back.
turn to see what's...
No obvious ones, but you certainly can make that path.
Okay.
It does not appear that this guy has noticed you.
Yeah, I do want to avoid him for now and kind of go around.
So we'll take wide berth, like just a couple of people. If he sees us off in the distance, it'll be like, well, they're riding away, and then we'll double back and come in.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem. You make your way kind of back towards it, and from the angle you're at, you can't even see the tent anymore. Right. So you, how close are you going to get?
Quick question.
Yes.
Sleeping at the homestead.
Yep.
Do I need to make a roll to get rid of fatigue?
No, you're good.
Okay. Next thing, before I erase that fatigue.
All right.
You gonna take a drink?
We're going to find out.
Let's see that.
Bigger roll. -1. Nope.
All right.
So I still have fatigue because I didn't take a drink.
All right. So you...
Because I don't want to put Porter at risk by
drinking,
dipping into the bottle.
All right. So you're not taking a drink, and because of that, you've suffered fatigue.
Yes.
All right.
So I got the fatigue removed because we spent a good night, but then it's been 24 hours and I haven't had it. So this is the second 24-hour period without a drink, and it's like
starting to feel it.
Get the shakes.
Fair enough. Okay, so you're approaching the mound. How close are you getting?
Well, I want to get close enough to see if there's actually...
Yeah, we need to see if there's a hole on the backside.
You're going to need to get within 100 yards of that to be able to tell that.
Now we're on horses. We can bolt if we need to.
Right.
Well, you can bolt. I can hang on for dear life.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
All right, so how close were...
Within 100 yards, you said.
Within 100 yards to see it. That's what you were waiting to tell me how far...
I was going to see if there was any tents or anything.
Not on this side.
Then we'd ride up.
And
so why not?
While I'm kind of following Porter up because he's setting the pace, I'm going to be packing my pipe.
All right.
And getting ready to light that. Kind of just keeping an eye out.
All right, so you kind of get within that threshold, and it's difficult to tell just because of the way that the grass is on the hill and everything, but you see what appears to be a hole on this side of the hill. It does not... Oh, well, are you going to get closer?
Yeah, there's a hole there. I'm probably going to get closer.
Okay. As you get closer, you can make out that it does not look like this hole was professionally dug. And it looks like it was probably hastily dug. And right now you're sitting at about maybe 20 feet from that entrance.
I kind of lean. It doesn't look like it goes. It doesn't look like it ends like 10 feet within, does it?
You can't quite tell from the angle.
What do we do with the horses?
I'll reach down and pull the lantern off the horse. Lift it up. Do the wick up.
But
Into the lamp.
The horses.
I can watch the horses while you head in.
Me?
You wanted to see the giants.
Don't
You gotta go in to see the giants.
But I thought you were gonna.
I'll be right here if you need me. Just don't go out the other side. You got this. Relax. Leave your rifle here.
You're doing this because they don't know who I am, right?
No, he's doing this so he can follow you into the tunnel afterwards and scare
me. That doesn't occur to me at all. You got this, Porter. Okay, fine.
I'm helping him grow a backbone too.
All right, fine. I got my shotgun. I got my. Don't get Red Jet killed, please. I paid a lot for him.
Did you?
I paid 120, 150. That's a lot of money. I did.
Okay. All right.
Don't look at me like that. I have it written down. And
I see.
by the way, I'm commandeering that journal.
Okay.
That was given.
And it's your journal.
And now it's my journal.
And you're picking it up.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm seeming to remember that somebody else paid for that horse because they lost to you at the table.
That's my money rightfully, okay?
All right.
All right, I'm going to go in.
All right. You have to kind of scramble in, and just kind of work your way in. It's not necessarily easy to get through. It only goes that way for maybe about 2 feet or so before it kind of opens up into like a kind of a bigger kind of dumpy hole. Once you get deeper in, though, make me a notice check. 5. As you're kind of like pulling yourself through the dirt before you enter the kind of the hard pack tunnel. You smell this, just a very, very faint whiff in the dirt of ozone. Like I said, the hole gets a little bit bigger, and then after about 8-9 feet,
Breaks into the hard pack.
But it looks like this area around has been damaged around the hard pack area and this earthen section here.
I'm trying to realize I probably don't know what that means, so I'm going to keep on. I'll take note of it in my head.
All right.
And keep on moving.
I'm
going to keep an eye out for a side path that may or may not go up, just to be safe. But
I'm hobbling the horses. So basically taking the leads and tying it around one of the legs so that they can't gallop away.
Makes sense.
So that we can catch them easier on foot.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Not going to tell me that you're coming up behind me, are you? I just send a message to Chris. Someone's coming up behind you. Ooh!
You go in and you figure you've traveled about the same amount of distance as to where the other tunnel should have been. You do not see any signs of it.
Let's be on that side. Okay. Let's keep going.
All right. You continue on for about what feels like another 50 feet or so. And sure enough, it opens up into a larger chamber. And in here, you can see a situation looks very similar to, as I described earlier, where it's 11 bodies. They're arranged around. The walls, you can kind of see as you kind of go up, and you see the hard-packed earth, and you can see the darker shade of clay, or even lighter, depending upon where you're looking, packed into so it's flush with the wall. And in each of the clay things is arranged in the various symbols, and you can find the ones that match.
The faces.
The ones that were on the faces and around the barn. And there's a bunch of other ones as well, which match up with the notes that Professor McGillicuddy had as well.
Okay.
And then, of course, as you're looking around, you can see that looks like there's a passageway directly on the other side. And then, of course, there's the 11 bodies right in the center. And they do not appear to be sitting on any sort of pedestal. It's just flat earth.
Okay. Time to do this the best way.
And at what point are you...
Tap out the pipe. Put it away. Head in.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to approach the closest body. It's time to start dealing out cards.
Okay.
I'm going to find out what the researchers can't. I'm going to use hunch and then touch the body itself.
Okay.
I'm going to spend the 3 PP.
All right.
Because I don't want to screw this up. It's a spell casting. There's my spell casting. D6.
D6 that got a 1 is your spellcasting.
Can I spend a penny on that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm definitely going to spend a penny on that.
Okay.
Ha! I got a 4 on my spellcasting dice.
Okay.
I'll take that roll.
Same roll. There you go.
All right. Is there something specific that you're trying? You say you want to try to answer the question the scientists can't. What is the question that you want to try and answer?
What the giants are. If they were a race, if they were... I just want to know about the giants themselves.
All right.
And if, barring that, even if it's after their death, maybe who built the mounds or what the Red Hoods were doing in the area to worship them, if there's anything cool in here I'm missing, all that sort of stuff. So you got a range. So yeah, I walk in. Pick the close one closest to the passageway.
Got this guy over here holding.
All right. So you touch that guy and you cast your hunch. You get only a couple of brief images flash through your mind. You see a very bright blue sky with only a few clouds, and it's like you're looking, and you get the sensation that you're looking through someone's eyes, and the gaze slowly kind of starts looking up, and then it comes down, and you see 2 people kind of running towards you. One appears to be a child, the other appears to be a woman, and they both look very happy. You can tell they've got longer, the woman certainly does, she has very long, very dark hair. The features appear to be very sharp in nature, so it's not like she's got like a hawk nose or anything like that, but they're just more on a nobler kind of scale. Then you look, the vision kind of goes down to something at the side, and there is probably deer leather clothing or something like that. And then in your vision, kind of carried like this, you look and you see what is a deer. And this is where the vision's kind of weird for you, because you know what a normal-sized doe is, and it comparatively it is. Yeah, it's not like it's super tiny, but it is clearly out of proportion with whomever is carrying this. Once the woman and the child reach you, the deer is kind of handed over, and then you can definitely get a sense that whoever these individuals are, they're much larger than they should be for humans carrying this deer. But they do appear to be human. And then your vision fades.
Start jotting down in the journal.
Okay.
As much as I can remember.
All right.
Completely oblivious to what's happening around me.
You're coming up on him as he's kind of jotting things down. Okay.
I'm definitely sitting on the ground.
Lord. You seen him? Porter. Bap him on the back of the head.
I'll turn around. I don't even think to draw my gun, because... What are you doing here?
You've seen them.
I have. They're so cool.
We should be going. But unless you think there's something of value here, and you're into grave robbing,
One other thing, too, you notice, just I didn't mention, the ceiling of this chamber, the chamber is much taller. It's probably, the tunnel is still about 5.5 feet. In here, it's well over 10 feet in height. But you can see outside the ring of the bodies, up into the ceiling, there is a tunnel very similar in dimensions to what you crawled up in when you first came in to the mound on the other side.
So so it looks, and I can reach it from where I am?
Well, you didn't know, because it's 10 feet up.
It's 10 feet up.
You have to get a boost or have a rope or something.
And I'll see him looking up. And I'll be like, on the other side, that up ramp led to the hole that looked down.
To the third chamber.
To the other chamber. There wasn't anything in the tunnel. It just led up to the top, to the loft of the barn.
Alright, let me just... Okay, I'm going to look around, compare the symbols in the journal to the McGillicuddy's notes.
Okay.
Get any that he didn't get.
It appears that he got them all.
That's what I kind of figured. Yeah, I assumed they had a decent amount of time here. Yes.
Shaking my head at this, and I'm thinking to myself, blonde coat was in the center of the circle, looking for something or handling something.
In the other room.
In the other room.
Not in this one.
So I'm going to look in the center of the circle on this one.
Okay.
Just like looking around, see if I can see anything.
Your best bet figured that he probably was right up close to the bodies. You can make a notice check to see if there was any details that might be more appropriate.
See if there's any cobwebs that have been disturbed or anything like that. Something missing. Something shiny.
Did they make it into this room, the McGillicuddy?
They did.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They made it into all three. 2 men, 1 woman.
What'd you get?
No, failure.
Failure?
Because I'm fatigued.
That's right. You're fatigued.
Yeah, I will pick one body, and I'm going to give it a once-over, see if there's anything super interesting other than the wrapping up.
But the only thing interesting on here is the copper necklace, which appears to still be pretty well intact, and the very, I guess almost would be petrified bear's teeth at this point.
Yes.
On these bodies, they look like smaller teeth. Apparently, you certainly recognize them as bear's teeth, but nothing to. And then of course you see what's probably the bows and arrows arranged. And like one side as they're seated forward, their legs kind of stretch out and they're wrapped like that. One side is the bow, the other side is the arrows, and it's each that way all the way around for each body.
I'm not going to touch that.
Okay.
I feel like 11 is a special number, so I'm not. They each had 11 arrows. All right, once I've gone through that, check the symbols, check the body. Okay.
Let's go, Porter.
Okay, fine.
Ain't nothing here but dead bodies.
I wanted to see the women, but I guess I'll listen to
That's just disgusting, Porter.
But that's not. No! Stop that! Don't think about that! How can you think about that?
Not going to go in the other chamber?
Was there anything in the other chamber? Was it different than this one? You were in it, I wasn't.
Had a couple other fellas in it shooting at me.
Were they doing anything interesting?
One guy was complaining that he was taking too long, and Blonde Coat was up messing with one of the bodies. I don't know what he was doing. I don't even know why they're in here looking at this stuff. I mean, there's nothing here.
But what if there is something here?
If there is something here, where would it be?
I want to see where Blonde Coat was.
Alright, but if he's over there...
Then we won't go into the tunnel. Or into the room. We'll leave.
Might want to douse that lantern then.
Squeaky!
So we're going
through the little connecting, connecting chamber? Okay.
Into the connecting tunnel. Slow, careful. I don't want to alert anyone.
Yes. The connecting tunnel only goes about maybe 30 feet or so. And then you come into, you can see the other chamber. Of course, I mean, did you shut the lantern off completely, or did you just dim it down?
If you didn't turn it off, I would say turn it on.
I would say I turned it off.
Because we can feel
Once we get to the tunnel, I would turn it completely off.
Okay.
And we'd use that in case there's a light ahead of us, in which case... And if there's not, we may have to turn it. We're probably going to turn it back on once we get in there.
Matches.
Okay.
Fine. How can I search with a match? I'm going to light the body on fire.
The lantern.
You feel your way through the tunnel. You do feel, as you're kind of going on the sides of the walls, you feel like the hard-packed earth, and then you can feel the distinct texture difference. You figure it must be more clay, maybe some more symbols. Yeah, it's probably a symbol. Okay. You go on, that kind of goes on the length of the hallway, but you get to the end, and there's nothing but darkness. And then you can tell that you're in, the hallway has expanded into a larger chamber.
Right. Okay. I'm going to slowly raise the light here.
Okay.
And the shadows go.
Yeah. Yeah, the shadows just kind of like start to peel back as the light comes up. And the two things that you notice that are very obvious, there's a dead gunslinger.
Okay.
In the center of the circle.
He's got a mustache.
We're not here to look at this body. You're looking at the other body.
He's got his mask, his little bandana.
Oh, yeah, he's got a bandana
over
on
his nose. Yeah,
that's right.
So he's laying there, dead, and one of the 11 bodies in here is missing.
There's a body missing. Were there 11 last time? Were there?
Yeah, there were 11.
Does that mean that body was dragged out?
Might mean that Blanco took an entire body.
I'm going to go over to where that body's missing from.
Okay.
I'm going to see if it looks like it was destroyed, or if it was dragged, or...
Make me a notice check.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
No.
What are you doing during this, Joshua?
Trying to make a track and roll around the body to see if it was drug, number of footprints, loose dirt, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Knowing that we saw somebody out the other side, I'm thinking probably just took a body. But
All right.
10 minus 1 is 9 for a track and roll.
All right. So, your notice roll, you're kind of poking around where that body should be. You find a couple of bones that are kind of loose there. The bow and the arrows remain. And then you're kind of poking around and looking. You find 2 dominoes amongst the dirt and the bones there. And now that they were like placed, looks like they just kind of like fell.
Oh, Gary's got... Wait, I carry cards with me.
Your tracking check tells you that, definitely 2 sets of footprints. They kind of either drug/picked up something here, because you see a couple other tiny little bones nearby, and then it looks like the 2 pairs of feet went right into the tunnel where you just came out of the connecting tunnel.
Size of the bones. Is there a smaller one that I can just pick up?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I was like. I need a souvenir to prove that what we saw.
Okay.
I'm just curious about the way... I'm curious if the paper's right.
Oh, if it
So
disappears?
I'm going to take a bone out and shine it, have it, hit sunlight, hit it, and see what happens.
I'm going to take another one. I'm going to wrap it up in my traveling, or not in my traveling, in the farmer's clothes that I bought.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put it in my pack.
All right.
I'll never see the light of day. Hopefully.
All right. So you got your test bone.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got your souvenir bone.
All
That's right.
Is there anything else you want to look for in here?
Should I take the dominoes?
What you want? We should leave.
Grabbing the dominoes. Hey, you didn't make the chance to return them later. You never know.
That's right.
Once we get to the hallway, going out the other side, I think we should douse the light again.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we go douse the light going into the hallway, I want to see if any of the symbols are different real quick.
No.
Okay.
The symbols match up in here. All right. So you go back down the hallway.
Yes.
Connecting hallway back into the first chamber that you were in. You light it back up then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to run
Once
into
we see there's no light down the tunnel that we came,
Nope, there is
we'll
none.
light it back up so we can get out.
All right. And you're able to get across and go right back out the way you came, and the horses are just kind of meandering.
Eating grass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know that went well.
So as I walk out with the bone in my hand,
You walk back out with the bone, and you stick your hand out, and the clouds have cleared, by the way, so there is sun, and it doesn't appear to be doing anything.
stick it in my saddlebag.
That's not a good story. Why aren't they disappearing? Fine. Climb on my horse.
Okay.
Back to Worthington?
Not yet.
Oh, Homestead.
Nope. We have some business to take care of.
What business?
The gentleman on the other side of this hill.
What about it?
He got away. We weren't supposed to let that happen.
You think that's Mr. Blondecoat? But they said the dragging was going out the other end.
Yeah, the tent was on the main entrance side.
Right, and that's the way the dragging went.
No, the dragon went out the way you guys
Oh, the
came.
way we came in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
No.
No, it went through the tunnel that you guys came through.
Okay.
I think that's Red
Hood Guard.
Red Hood Guard, yes. And I think Mr. Blondecoat snuck out during the commotion with the body.
He was his compatriot. All right. Back to Worthington then.
Okay.
Because we didn't see any horses around the tent. We just saw the tent.
You just saw the tent.
Yeah.
Okay, and once we get riding.
Yep.
Do you think I should send a letter to Derek? This.
We're going to see him in Worthington.
But I don't want him to know we went back into the mound. So, like, a taunting letter from Mr. Domino, Samuel, that says, ah ha ha, I got the body, ha 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 ha, and then send it to Derek.
That's just mean.
But they're obviously on opposite sides, and if we don't want one to get an advantage over the other...
Could always include a bone.
I could include a bone. It's a good idea.
You thought of it. I'm staying out of this.
All right. So
I still don't see the point, but at least you saw your giant.
I did!
All right.
You gonna make your way back to Worthington?
Yeah.
Well, that was ambiguous, wasn't it? Thanks for enjoying this issue of Deadlands Dime Novels, The Adventures of Young and Holt. Tune in next time for issue number 8, Return to Sender. In that issue, Young and Holt return to Worthington, settle some affairs, and take a well-deserved rest. The part of Joshua Young is played by Brent Rich. Porter Holt is played by Brad Smith, and your intrepid marshal is played by Chris Hussey. Deadlands and Savage Worlds are the property of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Learn more about their great games at their website, peginc.com. And of course, thanks always to our friends at Fear the Boot. Support their Patreon at patreon.com/feartheboot. Or, better yet, leave a 5-star review on iTunes. I'm Ernest Wick for the Tombstone Epitaph. And remember, the victors may write the history, but the losers are in charge of the footnotes.
And yeah, I guess I can say what I wrote on the note. I pocketed an arrowhead. I like souvenirs to go with the tale telling that I do.
Yeah.
So I can pull that out.
Well, that's what the bone's for, right?
I mean, obviously these would be not your normal size arrowhead.
Yeah, I would assume that.
No, they are definitely larger than your standard arrowhead.